Hey lady, welcome to the Postpartum on Purpose podcast. If we haven't met, my name is Anne Marie. I'm wife to James and mom to 5 beautiful kids ages 9 and under with 1 miscarried baby. Here we see postpartum all the way from birth to the first year of life as a time of grit, growth, and grace. This is episode 80. Hi lady, I hope you're well. Let's get right into it this week with free things first up. If you've been around a minute, you know that free things is mental shorthand for all the things that we have to be grateful for. Just a little reminder that there is always something for which we can be grateful. And then also a reminder that no matter the size of our family or our budget, a rich, meaningful life is available to every single one of us. Free things this week in no particular order. One, I wanted to remember, I forgot to say last week, but we were invited to a Super Bowl party. And as part of the party, of course, we brought something, but there was all the free food and camaraderie and the ability to watch the game, which did I watch the game? No, not even a single minute of it. But I had a great time talking with other women. That was one thing. And then my kids received free things in the form of Valentine's chocolate from one of our Grandma Tribe members. And we also visited my sister last week. I took all the kids up to visit her, my youngest sister, for 6 hours, I think, in her apartment, which was very bold, very brave of her, very kind, because my son, that didn't make any sense. My husband is slowly painting our house. And over the next couple of weekends, I've asked different Grandma Tribe members and or sisters if they would be willing to, if they're local, let me bring the kids to them for a while, or if they are far-ish away, let me bring myself and the kids to them so that my husband and myself can do painting. All right. Last week, not only did my sister host us, but she also made special banana bread and what was the other thing she made? Oh, Rice Krispie treats. All very kind. That was great. Then this week, I went to the local paint store where I had bought paint last week and brought it back to them because my husband did 2 paint coats in the kitchen, and 2 or 3 days later, it was peeling in some spots, and then you could just scrape it off the wall in others. And I don't mean taking a pickaxe or a chisel to it. I just mean like if you bump it the wrong way, it would scrape off. It was very odd. I'm not sure what that was about, but I brought it back not knowing in advance how the paint store is going to react to it, because I had called them already once the first time that it was happening, 2 days after he painted, and just said, hey, this is what's going on. And the guy had a couple of suggestions, but honestly, they weren't fixes really. 2 more days went by. Today is the day I brought it in, and I thought, really did a commendable job. I bought middle of the line paint last time, and I think, note to self for future, just buy the most expensive kind. There wasn't a huge difference in price, but I was thinking at the time, well, we're planning to move eventually. I don't need top line paint for the short amount of time that we'll enjoy it. Maybe, who knows? And that was just a lesson learned to me. But long and the short of it with the people at the paint store was they upgraded us to the more expensive paint without charging us anything. They took the old paint back. I don't know exactly what happens, if it gets recycled or how they dispose of it, but they replenished the paint for us completely, which is 2 gallons worth actually. And I thought that was a really good job of customer service. So it was really good. And the last thing is just that it was time for a AAA membership renewal for a homeowners and auto insurance. And I knew that if you call, as opposed to just renewing online through the app, that they'll give you some type of a discount. And they gave me, essentially, my husband is free. His membership is free. And next year, I need to figure out a little bit more. Somebody told me at some point, maybe you don't have to have your spouse be a member as well. Just one member of the household has to be. I don't quite know. But at any rate, he was free, and then I got $14 off my registration. I think that's it, lady. Hopefully, I hope some of that will resonate with you or make you laugh, maybe both. But just as a reminder that there are quirky little things within our week that turn out better than we expected, or at least as good as we expected, as well as we expected. There's always something. All right. And then one small change. It was kind of a tough week. Not anything catastrophic or cataclysmic, but just like a series of small frustrations, annoyances, kind of compounding. Everybody was just sort of having a day, but it's been several days like that for all of the kids. I think the one small change is that I was really grateful. Today's Ash Wednesday at time of recording, that my husband asked me to do the Hallow Pray 40 challenge with him. And so we started out our day with that this morning. I know this is a little bit lazy, but we started out the day with it in bed. We just listened while we were both still in bed. But we were able to do that. And there were a couple little moments today that I recognized the grace to be patient through something that previously, honestly, on an ordinary day would just be like, ugh, I'm frustrated with that, Little things, that's a little thing, but a present day grace. I was grateful for that. Today is a guest host. Today there is a guest host, and Dr. Manisha reached out to me about doing an episode, and I am really grateful that she did, because in the next little while she's going to share such helpful, clear information with you in order to distinguish between normal versus urgent versus emergent symptoms during postpartum for both the mental and physical realm. Without further ado, Dr. Manisha.
Hi, I'm Dr. Manisha Kimire. I am internal medicine trained physician. I'm mom of 2 beautiful kids, and also I am the founder of Momkins. It is a directive-based platform which connects mom with service provider. It's available in North Carolina. I was diagnosed with postpartum depression during my postpartum visit in 8 weeks. And I'm here to tell you that if you are newly postpartum and something feels off, you do not have to wait 6 weeks. After I had my postpartum depression, being a physician and going through depression and realizing I have depression because I treat those patients all the time, I was shocked. Then I realized that see you at 6 weeks idea that has trained us, so many moms, makes us suffer quietly. And that waiting for 6 weeks can be dangerous. Actually, when I had that diagnosis, I looked into ACOG, American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology recommendation, and it says that postpartum care should start much earlier, with contact within first 3 weeks, not the standard 6 weeks. So let me make it clear. It says you can start as early as 3 weeks, not the standard 6 weeks. And that made complete sense to me, because a lot of serious postpartum complication, it doesn't wait for a 6 weeks appointment. It can happen anytime. So today, I want to tell you what is normal, what is not, what is urgent, and what is emergent that you have to go to the emergency as soon as possible, so that you can make that informed decision by yourself. And this is just a general education. It is not a medical advice. Please reach out to your doctor if you need further information or further clarification of the things that I'm going to talk about today. But if anything of this resonates with you and you feel like you are going through this, then don't be afraid to seek medical help as soon as possible. So when I had my daughter, that was my second pregnancy, I used to cry a lot. I was emotionally very vulnerable. I was sad all the time, and then I was not able to sleep. And lot of that, I hear that from my friends and family, that it is normal, it happens, you don't need to worry about it. Um, and then I counsel myself that I'm being too dramatic. I should not be bothering anyone for all these symptoms. I will just wait for that 8 weeks and then I'll go. So that was the problem. The problem was downplaying my symptoms. So let me tell you, postpartum is not a waiting room that you have to wait 6 weeks to enter. You can enter, you can go to the doctor anytime, and you don't have to wait that 6 weeks. So let me talk about few of the symptoms that can be normal, few that can be urgent, few that can be medical emergency that you can not wait, and then we'll also talk about some mental health warnings and signs. Let's start with physiological symptoms. So what are the normal postpartum symptoms? If you are having some bleeding, that is normal. If you are having cramping, that is normal. If your uterus is getting back to normal and you are having some mild pains, then it's normal. If you are feeling mild fatigue, that's normal. If you are feeling emotional, that's normal. And between 1 to 2 weeks, you might also feel some sadness. You can cry. You can have some mood swings, some overwhelming. That is also normal. But normal doesn't mean that you don't seek medical help. If you are worried about all your symptoms, even if you feel like it may be normal, but you are still worried, then I'll definitely listen to myself and go to seek help with your provider. But beside that, there are few conditions that you have to go to the emergency as soon as possible or call 911. And those symptoms are called emergent symptoms. And those emergent symptoms can be heavy bleeding, it can be chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations, really racing your heart, severe headaches that's not going away, high-grade fever, or discharge from pus coming out of your wound, severe crampy abdominal pain, swelling of your legs. So those are all emergent conditions that you have to go and see your doctor as soon as possible or go to the emergency as soon as possible. And then some symptoms can be just urgent symptoms, which you can wait a day or two to go and see the doctor. You don't have to call 911. And those symptoms can be bleeding a little bit heavier instead of lighter, maybe mild headaches, maybe mild change in your blood pressure, some burning urination, your breast is swollen, and there might be redness or painful hard area, and even like something like if you are feeling really tired, you don't know what's going on, then you can still go and see your doctor within a day or two. But these are all physiological things that you need to be careful of. But the other part is mental health, which we don't address too often. Some of the medical emergency for mental health is thoughts of harming yourself, thoughts of harming your baby, hearing voices, or seeing things that no other people hear, severe confusion or not able to sleep for a few days. So those are all emergent sign and you have to seek help as soon as possible. The other mental health condition, we already talked about baby blues, but there can be postpartum depression. So if your sadness, your numbness, you are crying a lot for more than 2 weeks, then that is called postpartum depression. There is also something called postpartum anxiety, which really means that you are feeling anxious all the time and your heart is racing, you feel panicky. That's postpartum anxiety. Uh, there is also called postpartum OCD, where you are having that bad thoughts or images. You are always thinking about if something's going to happen to your baby. So obsessive features, those are called postpartum OCD. And if your birth was traumatic and you are having flashbacks and nightmares of these, then you are having postpartum PTSD. So see if any of these symptoms resonate with you, then you have to still seek help so that you get treatment on time and feel better. And if you are in US, you can actually call 988 for immediate support. And if you think you might act crazy or harm others or yourself, then definitely go ahead and call 911 or go to the emergency right away. And if any family members or partners, anyone listening to this today, and you feel like these are the symptoms that resonate with your loved ones, please don't forget to take them to the emergency or to their doctor as soon as possible. I understand this was the lot of information, and sometimes it can be confusing, especially when you are already tired, your brain is foggy, you're not sleeping, and you are having so much pain. It's hard to focus on yourself. We tend to focus on our baby so much, and that we don't take care of ourselves. So I want to remind you that if there is any emergency signs that I just spoke about, please go to the emergency now. If there are some urgent symptoms or mental health symptoms, then go and see your doctor within a day or two, because as long as you get help, you will feel better. If you don't get help, then your situation might get bad or dangerous. So try not to minimize your symptoms. I want to end this conversation. I hope everyone got some kind of benefit from this information that I provided today. I want to tell our moms that postpartum is not just about baby, it's about you. So you have to take care of yourself. You deserve rest, you deserve care. You don't have to wait for 6 weeks to get any help, especially if there is something serious going on. Please take your symptoms seriously. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, and if you feel there is something wrong, get help as soon as possible. And I want to reassure you that seeking help is not a weakness. It is a sign that you are strong and you care. I hope this resonates with some of the moms. I hope some moms are able to get good benefit from all the information that I provided. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. This is Dr. Manisha. Give me Ray again, and don't wait, don't downplay. You don't have to do this alone. please seek help as soon as possible. Thank you so much for listening today. I love you all.